Hey folks, so I thought I was recording when I installed this Moultrie gravity feeder, but unfortunately I wasn't, so it's pretty self-explanatory. So here we go. I cleared out a bunch of ivy coming down and just a bunch of trash weeds that were growing up high. I'm going to mount this tree here. I'm going to have it face this way. The camera is going to be back over here over my right shoulder, about 15 feet away. There's a trail right behind the camera that comes this way, parallels the creek, and comes through the power line as well. And they both connect, go through here, and then there's another trail that comes through the creek and comes up through here as well. So I think this is the perfect location to put this, where all the trails are joining together. So I'll show you how easy this is. The lid, of course. Here's the feeder. Here's the strap. Yeah, what I want to do is you have to be careful not to put this too high. I want to try to create as much traffic as possible and getting all the deer used to coming to this location and feeding. So you just run the strap through the back here. There's a opening that they have. Well, it's easier to put on this way and then turn it when you have it tight. Here's the blend I was talking about that the deer love. You guys a close up on this. And simply fill it up. Now what you want to do is try to make it as easy as possible for these deer to find this feeder. So just put like a trail in the mound leading up to it. Make it easy as possible. Make sure the lid's on tight so it protects it from getting wet when it rains. This is the most difficult part of this install. And there you have it. Moultrie gravity feeder. $20. And the advantage, of course, of having my camera on the feeder is I'll be able to see when the feed is out. So I know when to come back and refill it. So it's about as easy as it gets. You can tell here I put it on the smaller tree. I've got my scrape right here. You got the licking branch and the scrape at the bottom, and you've got this ridge line, which I don't know if you can tell is pretty beat up with traffic. And then you have a lot of trails that will intersect with this ridge line all the way down to the creek, and you got the power lines here and my trail cams back here. So I've already gotten a few good size deer on the cam, and then I'm going to install my second cam down at the bottom of this creek where there's a big rub line. So just to go over real quick, this Moultrie gravity feeder It's just cinched on the tree. Pretty simple. Just run it through the container. Once you get it installed, put the lid on it. One important thing to note though is once you fill up the feeder, you want to put whatever feed you have left over here at the bottom so the deer get attracted and they start eating, and then they notice that of course they can start feeding from here. I think if you didn't have this, it would be much more difficult for the deer just to come over to this feeder and start feeding. So yeah, there you have it. Pretty easy. This is our first product review, and like I told you earlier, I've got one of these at my house. I bought just one to see how it would work, and the deer, it didn't take them probably about 3 or 4 days after I installed it, and they're now coming to it a couple times a day feeding out of it. But so next video will be with me installing my trail cam on that rub line, and we'll go from there. So you guys like and subscribe. We really appreciate you watching, and you guys go find your joy. God bless.